Hey, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to dive in and talk all about sneaker trends, particularly sneaker trends that are currently prominent in the fashion space. The sneaker landscape is constantly changing and so are consumers' preferences. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. So let's start with what's popular. Over the last few years, brands such as Adidas have dominated the market. And in my opinion, they still are a dominant brand at this time. We've also seen brands such as New Balance and Salomon become very trendy over the last few years. But as of 2024 and 2025, Onitsuka and Puma have risen to the top. The Onitsuka Tigers have come out on top with their Mexico 66 shoe, and Puma has risen to the top with their Speedcat OG shoe. On the higher end, we have brands such as Maison Margiela and their General Army trainers, which have been around for a while. And nowadays, brands such as COS and Dries Van Noten have also released their own version of a low classic profile sneaker. So what does that really say about shoes in the current fashion world? All these brands are making these low classic profile sneakers, and it just goes to show that these shoes are very much in and they're not going out of style. Other similar alternatives include the Aloha's TB490 Rife shoe, the New Balance X Miu Miu collaboration, as well as these shoes from Scuffers, which, not gonna lie, they look pretty cool. Going back to the very start, I still think that Adidas is the most dominant brand currently in the fashion scene. This is just because of their entire line of sneakers that they come out. From the Adidas Sambas to the Adidas Gazelles to the Spezials and all the collaborations in between. And these collaborations include very notable brands such as Adidas X Gucci, Adidas X Song for the Mute, probably the most widely known, the Adidas X Wales Bonner collaborations. With each release, Adidas solidifies himself as the shoe that everybody wants to wear. And with even more releases such as the SL72, Tokyo Runners, and Taekwondo trainers, Adidas shows no signs of slowing down. But what really makes them cool? I think it comes down to three things that all tie in all together. The first is bold colors. Every big brand is releasing shoes that come in multiple colors that are bright and bold. People really like that because that ties into the second point of self-expression. People are wanting to express themselves more, and people can do that by wearing more colors. And last thing is texture and design. Even though all these low-profile sneakers look similar in some way,
the Wales Bonner Samba Black Pony uses fall pony hair to add texture to the shoe.
In their most recent collaboration with Wales Bonner, they released a crocodile printed leather onto the shoe, and that gave it a very unique appearance. And you also see people doing fun and unique things such as adding pins to their shoes or changing the color of their own laces as well. Next, I'll be talking about the shoes that are less popular than the first group, but are still being worn. These include shoes such as most of the Asics Gel Cano 14, Asics Gel 1130s, as well as the Asics GT 2160. We're also seeing less of the Salomon XT6s, Nike Cortez, and most of the New Balance models such as the 530, the 990 V5s, the 9060s, and the 327s, which are currently gaining some popularity. But within this category of sneakers, there are new players in the game. These include brands such as On, Hoka, and even Saucony. And most of these brands are also collaborating and getting traction because of it, such as the On X Post-Archival Fashion collaboration. And this shift in sneaker brands is really people wanting to prioritize their health and focus more on wellness. And the brands that I talk about really offer functionality in their shoes as opposed to just being a lifestyle sneaker. People want to go out and be healthy, they want to do something. They also want to make it a social activity as well. So meeting your friends and being able to run together is something that you can all do. Going out and meeting people for a run is seen as a status symbol, and these are brands that people want to be associated with, and so they buy from them. And I believe this will be ongoing for some time because health never dies. People will always want to be healthy. There are also another category of sneakers which in my opinion are quite niche, and these include shoes such as the Nike Shox, Mule sneakers, sneaker loafers, and high-end sneakers such as the New Balance X Miu Miu collaboration, Prada sneakers, and collaborations such as the Salomon X MM6. And these are niche because they really only come down to a person's style preference and are not really shoes that everyday people will be buying. Also because of the high price tag that most of these shoes carry as well. But these are shoes that still need to be mentioned because we still see them around here and there. Lastly, I'll talk about the shoes that are losing popularity. And the two brands that come to my mind are Nike and New Balance. And you can disagree with me if you like. For Nike, we're not seeing as much of the Dunks anymore, as well as the Vomero 5s, which were quite popular a couple of years back. And for New Balance, it's models such as the 550, 993s, and 2002Rs, which were also quite trendy back in the day. But why is there this entire shift of sneaker landscape changing? And I believe it comes down to three things. The first is oversaturation. People are naturally inclined to try to find alternative options when something gets too saturated or popular. And this was the case for shoes such as the 550s and Dunks. The 550s were really a shoe that everyone wanted back in the day, especially when they collaborated with brands such as Emilion Dor. There was a huge demand for those shoes. And so were some of the exclusive colors of Nike Dunks, which even went for as much as $600, $700, $800 Canadian per pair.
And even for shoes such as the 2002 Rs.
They were once highly sought after because of the protection pack collection, but now you don't see too much of them anymore. And this leads to the second reason on why this shift is happening. People are preferring personal style over logos, and personal self-expression with bold trendy colors mixed in with minimal looking sneakers that don't stand out too much is a recipe for an everyday shoe that anyone would want to wear. And the last reason for a shift in sneaker trends is just that black shoes are way better. When I talk about black shoes, I'm talking about shoes such as loafers, boots, derbies, Oxfords. Black shoes are minimal, clean, and timeless, and they make you look a little more mature. Even more timeless than sneakers themselves. It just doesn't get any better than that. Anyways, that's a wrap on the video on sneaker trends for 2025. As of April 2025, I've tried to include as many sneakers as I possibly could. Please let me know if I missed out on any. Please let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my points, and comment any of your own opinions down below. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Follow me on my socials, and I'll see y'all in the next video.